Hello and welcome to this podcast. My name is Indigo. You can also call me Indy. My persona is a bobcat. I am excited to bring this podcast to you all. I really just kind of had an idea and just kind of wanted to get it started. Always kind of been told I have a voice for radio or things like that, and I thought, why not start a podcast? Um, Topics of this podcast, one main central focus is kind of going to be furries, of course, and we're going to talk about what they do for a living, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and also talk about what got them into the fandom and things they love about the fandom, maybe some things they don't like about the fandom. There may be some times we talk about some more controversial topics, but we're not really going to start off with that. We're just going to start off pretty basic. I will start off with me, but I do have my co-host here with me, or a reoccurring guest, whatever he wants to prefer or they want to prefer. But my partner Alfie is also here with me, and Alfie, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, you're more than welcome to.
Hello, I'm Alf, or Alfie. Um, my persona is a golden retriever, and I am Indy's boyfriend. It's been a fun adventure getting to know each other. And I'm on along for the ride on this podcast.
All right, so we'll get started off with me. Um, So what I do for a living, I am a park ranger. I'm not going to go into any specifics really of where I've worked, but I will go into a little bit about what I do. I generally interact with visitors to the park location, whether that be at the visitor center or in the park, and I do guided hikes, talks, and things of that nature. Just kind of explaining the park to people and telling people about different aspects of the park. Right now, I am currently not with the park. I am actually currently awaiting another position that should be opening up here shortly, pending some current things that are happening right now with the government. But I do have a position lined up for me this winter, and I am absolutely happy about that. It'll be doing very similar stuff, and I'm absolutely excited for that. That one's going to deal a little bit more historical things. I'm a lot more on the natural side of things, so we'll see how I do with the historical side of things. But I think I got some experience this summer with historical stuff as well, and I absolutely love it. And what got me into that career field of kind of being what one would maybe generally describe as like a naturalist or just kind of a nature lover, if you will. Um, my grandparents would always take me out to go fishing and take me out on hikes and take me out to their local national park. And I absolutely loved it. And I fell in love with the outdoors from there. It was more than just my grandparents, but they really were the ones that kind of jump started me into this career. And I know they'd be proud of me right now. Um, but my parents have also been a great inspiration on that aspect as well. I got involved with scouting, and I became an Eagle Scout. And through scouting, of course, you're going camping and doing all sorts of fun stuff like that, hikes and whatnot. Actually, got to hike a part of the Appalachian Trail with them, and all in all, very great experience. And I really got to enjoy the outdoors, and I decided to go for a degree in wildlife resources management, and then I decided to go for a degree in parks and museum education. I did work 2 summers as a state park maintenance personnel seasonally, and then I also worked 2 summers with the state parks as a naturalist type position. One was as an intern, and then one was as a seasonal naturalist. Both and all of it has really been a great experience. Absolutely love it. But of course, now I'm working with the national parks and absolutely wanted to do that. And it's been a dream of mine forever. And I'm absolutely excited that I get to do that. But I really do enjoy that job. And that's just a little bit of background about me. A little bit more about this podcast. Probably going to be maybe about 30 minute to an hour long episodes, give or take a little bit. Have varying guests on each week. or each episode, I should say. I'm not going to say each week right now, because right now we're just in the early beginning stages of it. It is nothing set in stone right now. I am not a very good editor, nor do I think I ever will become one just by doing this podcast. But I am honestly very excited to get this out there because I don't think a podcast like this quite exists, at least within the furry community, and I think we need something out there like this. Um, and it's probably not going to be very often. It's just going to be sporadic whenever I can get a guest or whenever things happen. Might be some shorter episodes in between here or there if there's a topic I want to talk about, or Alfie wants to talk about. And just really wanted to get this out there for everyone. And I think that's a little bit about me and about the podcast. And I hope you all enjoy it. But I'm going to pass this over to Alfie, and I'm going to ask him what he does for a living in the most general sense. He really kind of doesn't want to dox himself, if you will. He doesn't want to give out too much information. But he's going to give a bit of a general description about what he does for a living as well and what got him into there. So, Alfie, what do you do for a living? What got you into it?
Um, well, I work in a construction field, um, doing quality control testing, certain components that transport hazardous uh, products, and we, quality control, safety, whatnot. Um, make sure things run properly. Nobody's gonna get hurt. Everything up to site specifications. How I got into it was through a family member. Um, came into town. It's like, hey, I'm temporarily in town. They're paying me to be here temporarily. Uh, you want to come over and hang out? I'm in town. I have nothing to do. And instead of just going over, I was like, well, heck, he's talking about this new job in town and he's talking about hiring people. Why not throw my resume together and throw my, you know, name in the basket while I'm at it? So I put my resume together and just kind of tossed my name in it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so they did a lot of helping me get on out there. So I owe a lot of it to those family members that helped me get into it. Um, but I love it. My job is very family oriented with the crew we work on. Um, I, we don't have a boss breathing down our back 24/7. Everybody's expected to do the job. Um, and it's just kind of like it's kind of hard to explain. Like everybody knows their job role, and everybody knows the expectations, and they just do it. Yes, there are lazy employees out in the world, but we have a system down. We have worked out those kinks in the job field, and we have created a system that works for us and that works for everybody. And scheduling hours, days off, just it really is built well. So I love a positive work environment.
And I think I kind of didn't really say what I enjoy about my job. But just a little bit of that was a nice little background there, Alfie. I really appreciate it. Um, kind of go back onto me a little bit. I forgot to say what I like about my job and what I don't like about it. I really do enjoy interacting with visitors, getting to tell them about the parks and what they're at and how they can enjoy it, as well as just interacting with the visitors. It's really nice seeing people from all over the country and all over the world coming to see our great natural resources out there. And then things that I don't like are kind of the more menial tasks, like, of course, computer job work and stuff like that, trainings and things of that nature. But otherwise, I really do enjoy most of my job. Occasionally, sometimes it can be hard to work with some coworkers and things like that. But, that's just things you're going to have to deal with in life. And I've kind of learned that. I am still pretty early on in my career, so a lot of my work right now is seasonal, but I am okay with that. Hopefully, soon I'll qualify for full time. Um, but I think I'll go back to Alfie here and get into why he joined the furry fandom. So, Alf, what got you into the furry fandom?
So, what got me into the furry fandom? My sister was sending me TikToks, and I was one of those people like, TikTok, I'm not watching that. I just wasn't interested in the app whatsoever. But I couldn't watch all the stuff she was sending me because I didn't have a TikTok account. I watched whatever it let me, and then after a while, it was like, "Sorry, you don't have an account. Please create an account to continue watching these." I'm like, so I ignored it. And my sister kept bugging me. She's like, "When are you gonna continue to watch my videos?" I'm like, "I don't have an account." So she just kept bugging me, "When are you gonna watch my videos?" I'm like, "Fine." So I created an account so I could watch the videos. And this is right before COVID-19. So I create this account and I told myself I wasn't going to get pulled into it. What happens? I live by myself. I have nothing better to do in the evening than to doom scroll TikTok. So I download this app to watch the videos my sister sends me, and all I do is watch TikTok for a while. It's kind of funny. I was like, I'm not going to do that, and then I did it. So, uh, so I, so I, she suggested a few videos, and then once I get into the scroll of doom, just endlessly going through TikTok over and over and over, a furry video pops up, and I watch it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's adorable. Somebody has their own mascot? That's freaking cool. That's a cute little dance they have going on." They were dancing around to a song, and it looked really cool. After watching it, I liked it. And at this point, I have zero clue what a furry is. And the TikTok algorithm is like, "Hey, you just liked a furry video. Let me suggest more." So I I keep getting fed these furry videos, and I keep watching them, and I keep liking them, and so the app keeps suggesting more videos, and I like them, and I watch them, and I like them, and it turned into a circular cycle. And before I knew it, my like 75% of my whole algorithm was just furries because apparently that's what I was interacting with the most. I have a very animated brain. Anything cartoon like, anything fun in life, my brain wants to be a part of. So like you stick a big adorable fuzz ball on my TikTok feed, of course I'm going to watch it. Uh so at this point, like over half of my TikTok feed is all furries. I still have zero clue what a furry is. I do this for about 4 months. It is now COVID. You know, I COVID has hit 4 months. 4 months later after downloading the app, I'm sitting in the cafeteria at work, and one of my coworkers walks up behind me and sees what I'm watching, and they're like, "Are you watching furries on TikTok?" And I look them straight in the face, and I'm like, "What's a furry?" And they're like, "Are you seriously have no clue?" I'm like, "No, I have zero clue what a furry is." So them being, you know, being the typical uneducated person about furries that people will be, explained what a furry was in kind of a more incorrect way where people don't understand it. But at this point, I've already been watching them on my TikTok feed for 4 months. I just don't know what they are. I've never even crossed my mind to figure it out. I was just watching it. Heck, at this point, I was interacting with people in the little text chat below their live when they're going live talking to people. Heck, I was interacting, chatting with people too. And I just never knew what a furry was. Never quite crossed my mind once to ask. Um, so when my coworker explained it to me in the most incorrect way possible, uh, my brain was thinking, yeah, sure, sure, that's what a furry is. Their explanation of a furry was more negative, like they're weirdos. And you gotta, you know, they're just weird and need to avoid it. And I'm just like, okay, so you think they're weird, and I should avoid them because you think they're weird. Gotcha.
May I
So
interrupt?
sure.
I just want to tack on. You can't lie. You've got to admit that furries are weird. We are weird.
Yeah. Yeah. In a sense, yes.
But
Yeah.
so I understand where they were coming from. I
Yep.
definitely understand that point of view as well. Furries are very weird and cringe if you really look at us as a whole. But there's a lot more behind that. I'll let you continue on that. I just wanted to add that on.
No worries. So they're like, oh God, you've been watching it this whole time. They're like, scroll up so I can see what your algorithm is. They're like, oh, your algorithm is totally messed up. You need to delete the app right now for like 2 months and then re-download it because by that time you hadn't been watching anything for a while, so there would be nothing in your algorithm to fix it. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll delete it right now. So I pretended to delete the TikTok app and I just moved it to a different screen on my phone. I'm like, see, look, I deleted the app. And when I got home, what popped up in my brain is he was like, and there's a whole community of these people. There's just a whole community of these furries and they pop up everywhere. And I'm like, my brain is just, my cartoon brain is just focusing on fun, the fun part. And I'm like, are you telling me that I could be a friend with somebody? I could be friends with somebody that does something this cool? Which he never expected. But I was like, wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to burp there. Uh, um, I was like, wow, I think that's something that would be really cool. And so that night, I went into one of the live chats that one of the furry streamers is doing, and it's like, "Hey, I got a question," and they're like, "What's your question?" I'm like, "Today at work, I was told the content I was watching on this app was furry based, and I don't understand." And they're like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're watching a furry right now." I'm like, "Well, that's cool." I'm like, "How does one become a furry?" And they're like, "You don't have to do anything to be a furry. If you want to be a furry, just say, 'I'm a furry.' You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have a character. You don't have to have a fursuit. If you want to be a part of the community, just be a part of the community." I'm like, so all I have to say, and they're talking in the live, and I'm just chatting. So I type, so if I say I'm a furry, I'm a furry. They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, I am a furry. And then the whole chat starts spamming, one of us. And I'm just laughing my butt off. So I'm like, okay, now how do I start interacting with other adults? They're like, okay, the best way to start getting into the community is to, they said, since TikTok is the only app I know, and I'm not very educated on any electronic stuff at all, they suggested I downloaded this app called Discord and create a profile and then go through some of my favorite furry streamers that I think are really cool or that I think would be awesome and see if their profile has any links that lead to a Discord. So I did that. And the very first furry server I ever joined was a server. Let me go find it so I get the correct title of the server so I'm not misquoting. It was called Tiger Moon's Night Cruise. So Tiger Moon is a, I watched some of their content, and she has really cool furry videos on TikTok. And it, it's about cars, but you know, furries at the same time, and just being fun. So I think that's a really cool content creator. So that kind of, I joined their server first, but I'm a super nervous being, so I kind of don't chat much. But I'm still in there because I think they're really cool, and that's a really nice community to be in. I haven't really seen anybody in there being like too mean. Their mod crew is very good at what they do. Um, the next morning, I joined a server called Little Alpha Pup, and that's both are paid to get in through Patreon. It's a little bit more secure, but they neither one of them cost a whole lot. It's only like, I think the minimum cost for each one would be like $1 a month. That's not bad. $1 a month to get into each Discord is pretty affordable. You know, just to get closer to people. Some people you'll find don't do Patreons. The reason behind a Patreon is to kind of keep the atten- uh, ill intent type of people out, because somebody that wants to do community harm isn't really going to put their personal information onto a Patreon and pay for it. So, you know, I'm like, well, that's, I gotta be honest, it's probably a really safe way to start getting into the furry community. In both servers, people are really nice. I met a lot of really nice people hopping into the furry community. I had no persona whatsoever, and I had this antique Alf doll, and I took a picture of it, made that my profile
Oh
picture,
my gosh, I remember
and
that.
that's and I made that my profile picture, and that's where I got the name Alf. But when I created my character, I didn't want my name to fully take Alf's name because one, probably copywriting. Two, I want to make it my own, so I made my character's name Alfie. Make it a little bit more adorable, Alfie. So that's not take so now it's a little different. I'm not copywriting anything. It's just my own character. I don't plan on doing anything with it that would cause issues with copyright. Uh, you know, and and it's my own personalized name for my character now, and it's more adorable. And that's kind of how I got into it. And it's been probably the best decision I've ever made, especially mentally, when you got people to talk to at the end of the day after you work a long day, and just socializing with people because it is not healthy just to sit at your home by yourself every day and do nothing but just associate with yourself every day. So I think it has done wonders for my mental health just to be able to say hi to people.
And I think a lot of what you talked about, you kind of go into what you like about the furry community, the furry fandom. Is there anything you like don't like, or anything that you don't really like about it?
What I don't like about the furry community is how quick drama can get stirred up.
Yep.
It's like drama can be the number one thing that as furries are very accepting. You don't know each other, but you hop into a furry server and they'll accept you like they've known you for a couple of years. Everybody's super nice, and they'll conversate with you and they'll respect you. And we, as furries, accept anybody to a certain extent. Uh, except almost everybody. Out there. But I will tell you, sometimes furries can stir up drama. And oh my word, I'm just like, please leave me out of it. And I understand, people got things going on, they need to vent. That's fine, they can vent.
We both had to leave a server because of drama.
I'm not gonna get into that though.
No, no, but we've both had to leave a server that we moderated because of drama.
Yeah, uh, it,
Don't
they
worry if any of y'all are
so
watching this podcast. Still love y'all. But yeah,
that was a decision I had to make for my mental health. That
I think I
just
agree.
purely on mental health. I don't have anything against anybody. I still love everybody. Sometimes for your mental health, you gotta uh,
Yeah,
make decisions for yourself. But that's what I don't like about the community is the drama aspect. It's like, I'm an adult. I'm a mid-aged adult. I got my I got so much going on that it's so hard to keep up with like other things going on here and there. It's like if there's going to be drama, can we please schedule it because I don't have time for it today. Like put it down on the schedule. I will make time, put it in my schedule, and then you guys can bat paws at each other during this time. But I I just don't have time for it at this moment. It's like okay, to symbolize what I'm thinking, have you ever seen the Incredibles movie
Yeah.
where they do the after the movie bloopers? Have you ever seen the
Oh
after the
gosh,
movie
yeah.
bloopers where Mr. Incredible is sitting there and he's laughing and he was like, can we just keep the city safe for 5 minutes? Can people stop getting in trouble for 5 minutes? I'm getting tired of cleaning up this city. Like, can, can this city stay safe for 5 minutes? Yeah, that's kind of how it can be sometimes. But uh, you would. It doesn't have to be like that. What you can you're in control of your own life and you are able to make your own decisions and you can decide to surround yourself in a more positive environment. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of the negative part of the furry fandom, but um positive aspect is you can surround yourself by lots of people that love you
Yeah.
as a friend and stuff, you know. And sometimes if you're lucky, you might find somebody across the world that likes you back, and maybe you start dating, and then one day you get to visit them. It's not this. The furry community isn't really like you don't jump into it to start dating, but a lot of relationships start by meeting each other through the community. So that's always a nice part about it. I love going to a furry
Yeah.
convention and watching all the fuzzballs walk by holding hands. It's so adorable. It's like, aw.
Well, I think I have a lot of the same reasons as Alfie for joining the fandom. Uh, my first introduction to the fandom. This is probably going to be cringe as well. Um, but back in high school, I didn't really have much social media, but one of the apps I used was called iFunny. And if you don't know what iFunny is, essentially it's just an app where people share memes. Uh, and that's basically what it is. And so I had iFunny for a while just to see memes and stuff. And there were occasionally furry memes that would pop up. And at one point, there was the Great Furry War on iFunny. I don't know if anybody has any idea what I'm talking about, but that was a thing at one point. And I don't remember anything of that, but I do remember kind of that being my introduction to the furry fandom. And there was always like a bunch of hate on them, and I was like, why is there this much hate on this group of people? Like, what are they doing? And I didn't know any of like the background of the furries or anything. I didn't know the stereotypes and stuff. And I had seen some comics and stuff, which is mostly what I was seeing at that time. Not really fursuits or anything. But it didn't really get me into the fandom there or anything. I may have even been at one point a furry hater, but I don't really think I'd ever describe myself as being such in the past. But eventually, after I graduated and everything, eventually TikTok comes around, and I don't really get involved in TikTok until maybe 2021, which is still kind of in the pandemic in COVID-19.
Mid
But
mid mid
yeah,
COVID.
and I finally downloaded TikTok, and it took a lot of my time. I'm going to be honest. It took a lot of my time. And I really spent too much time on TikTok. But there had been some creators that I found, and I really wasn't doing the greatest mentally. And it kind of helped me out mentally for a little bit there. And I had started to see some furry content on TikTok, and that was fursuits and VR avatars and things of that. And a lot of it was kind of wholesome and everything. And again, wasn't really into it too much. But I just really like seeing the creativity of all the suits and all the art and everything. And eventually, a creator by the name of Little Alpha Pup, or Milo, so I'm going to give him a shout out here, came along my feed, and it was all these wholesome, positive vibes videos that really kind of helped me get through a tough time I was having in my life at the time. And I really started to enjoy a lot of the other furry videos at that time as well. And so I uh, took the leap, and as Alfie mentioned, there are some pay to enter Discord servers, but it's only like $1 a month type thing, fairly cheap if you are looking to do something like that. No pressure or anything on that. And I decided to join Milo's server, Little Alpha Pup, and that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. It really helped a lot. The server was pretty small at the time I joined. Right now, it's quite large. I'm not as active in it as I used to be. But through that server, I met a lot of wonderful people, including Alfie here, my partner. And that really jump started me into the furry fandom. And I found a lot more beyond that. There's a lot of great creators out there. I can't mention them all in one video. But I think Milo is probably one that got me into the fandom the most directly. And I just really enjoy this fandom. There's a lot of good aspects to it. There really is a nice community that we have. It's very accepting, and I kind of describe it as if you think of like the Island of the Misfit Toys or something like that, like from the Christmas movies.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Oh my
that's what I
gosh.
picture. We're just a bunch
Yes.
of
Oh my gosh.
misfits, and we're all together. This is really
Yep.
one of the first
Yep.
places I've felt accepted and as a community, and just made a lot of nice friends through here. And we've kind of formed our own groups from there, but still very appreciative of all those different groups and all those different friends that I've made. And I really am grateful for the community that has been created, and it's just wonderful. I love this fandom. I love this community. I've been to one convention. I went to MFF last year. Absolutely enjoyed it. Never thought I got to go to a convention, but I was absolutely excited to go, and I saw a lot of cool things there. And MFF being my first con, by the way, very large con. Maybe would not necessarily recommend it as a first con, but I got through it. I had a lot of friends there, and it was just a wonderful time. Absolutely enjoyed it, and I'm hopefully going to be there again this year. Still pending some things. I've kind of made my arrangements and such. It's a little bit up in the air, but I'm going to try to make sure I go. um, I don't really want anything to stop me from going because I enjoyed it so much, and it's one of the cons that I can actually go to. A lot of the other cons happen around me working, and this one kind of doesn't. And the position I'm going to be in actually puts me a little bit closer to MFF than I am at home right now, so I'm happy about that as well. But yeah, I really love the community. There's a lot of good aspects to it. Like I said, I really enjoy the community and all the friends that I've made through the fandom. And of course, that includes you, Alfie.
Aw.
um, Now, things that I don't really like about the fandom, I think I'll piggyback off of Alfie and definitely say the drama. There can certainly be a lot of drama in this fandom. And there's going to be drama no matter what fandom you join or wherever you end up. But there certainly can be a lot of drama within the communities. And that is something you're going to have to deal with if you join the fandom.
You
But
you all you have
most
to
of the
do is set
communities
boundaries.
that I've been in um, really don't have that much drama. And I'm very grateful for that. But there is drama as a broader community. There's a lot of controversies and things that happen, and this furry likes that, but that's not good. Da 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 da. There's a lot of bad things that come about and cause drama within the fandom. Big ones in the past that are more safe for work, I should say, um, would be more recently Anthrocon banning poodling at the parade. The fursuit parade was quite a controversial thing that Anthrocon did. I did not go to Anthrocon. I can't really speak on it. But yeah, that's one of the more controversial things that's happened in the past. Poodling itself has been a controversy. People think you're breaking the magic by only wearing just a head or just paws or something. In all reality, you're not. There's no need for that. We're not necessarily portraying any one character in particular, like a mascot would be. It's not the same thing. It's not like that. There are some that might be, and that's totally fine. I completely understand that. But you also don't need a fursuit or a full suit to be a member of this fandom. Uh, Currently, neither Alfie nor I have a fursuit, so we are just out and about as normal members of the fandom, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with not having a fursuit, and they're expensive, by the way. If y'all didn't know that, um, they can reach
Yeah, my
thousands of
wallet
dollars
would.
or more for a full suit. So just keep that in mind. The furry fandom, it is expensive, especially art as well. Art can be pretty expensive. But you don't need to have art of your Sona. You don't even necessarily have to have a Sona to be part of the furry fandom. It's just a really cool place, and I absolutely enjoy it. But yeah, there's a lot of controversies that have happened, and that's one thing I don't like about the fandom. But you're gonna get that anywhere you go. But yeah, I think I agree with Alfie on that. Um, Otherwise, this fandom's great. Absolutely recommend it. If you're looking to get involved in the fandom, find a furry creator you like Alfie was saying, and get on their Discord if you can. If it's a non-pay, great. If it is, see if they have an option for like $1 a month or whatever. And sometimes you can cancel that subscription, and the Discord will still leave you in. Um, but still
I
support that
wouldn't.
creator
I
in whatever way
wouldn't.
you can. I'm not going to
I.
encourage you to spend
I
money
would. Yeah.
or anything.
I wouldn't encourage you to cancel a subscription
That
though. If they
too.
have a
Yeah.
Patreon with $1, you should be paying that dollar. It's not that expensive. Um, and if you do join a server and you don't feel like the vibe fits you, you don't have to stay in there.
Yeah,
You can
you can leave the
find
server.
more servers that fit
Mhm.
you better. I've seen a lot of people that come and go, these are really great people, but I vibe with these people over here better. It's like that's okay, that's fine. Everybody finds a group of friends that they like, and they vibe best with, and that's kind of what the fandom is about. Just finding, about community and
And
finding people
there's
that
communities within this community, if you will.
Oh yeah,
There's different cliques
oh
and different groups and things like that. Um, and that's okay. That's totally fine. If you like, say, cars, there's furries for that. There's groups for that. You can
exactly.
absolutely
That
find a group for that. If you like
that that would
music,
be
there's groups for that. If you like just being wholesome and positive vibes, yeah, there's groups for that too. There's all sorts of groups within this fandom. Um, I'm sure there's nature groups. I have not found them yet. If anybody knows of any, please point me in that direction. Absolutely would love to be in there. But yeah, there's all sorts of different groups within this community, and it's just really nice to see all these people that can get together at conventions and have a good time. Um, Make sure you're being responsible with it, of course, being responsible online. Um, and be careful who you interact with online. You never know who they are in real life. And that is another challenge that this fandom faces. because with the internet, we don't see our faces all the time. Um,
We
so that
cover
can
it
be
with
a big
character.
challenge as well. But it can also help people. There are people, of course, who are not very great socially, and they're a little bit more comfortable maybe just joining a voice call and maybe not saying too much, or joining a voice call and talking a whole lot, where in real life they might not do that kind of thing. So the furry community can also do that sort of thing for people and be helpful in that aspect. But definitely make sure you're being careful online, um, being careful who you're talking to, what you're sharing with people. Don't dox yourselves. Don't give people your address. Don't give people exactly where you work. Try to be as general as possible as you can with those things until you can absolutely trust somebody. And even then, still be careful with what you're sharing, because that can also get you in trouble sometimes too. And that's just something to keep in mind in real life as well. But yeah, there's a lot to keep mindful in this fandom, but it is a great fandom to be a part of. I love all of the art. I love all of the community. I love the suits. I love the creativity of all the people and what they can come up with for their sonas and what designs people come up with artist wise. Uh, I'm going to call them our artist because we use them a lot. Kaiko, also, I believe right now going as Cherry Bee Arts on most platforms, does a lot of our art, and their style is amazing. I love it. If you're looking to get art done in this fandom, find somebody that does art. Uh, find an art style that you like. Everybody has different art styles. There are some that you might like over others, and see if you can commission them. See if they have commissions open. Check their bios on whatever profiles they have, and you can start from there. If you are just getting started out, like I said, if you join a Discord server, a lot of times there's an art share channel or somewhere that people go to share art that they've made or art that they've gotten made of their Sona. And they would probably be happy to tell you who the artist was if they were not the artist themselves and be able to direct you towards that person. Um, so there's a lot to think of to get involved with in this fandom, and I'm happy to bring this podcast about, talk about a lot of the different people in this fandom, all sorts of different aspects of life that they come from, and see all the different jobs that people do. You may often sometimes hear that furries are in the tech business. As you can see, neither my partner nor I are really in the tech business. um, so it's a lot of different careers out there, and a lot of different people are in this fandom. And it's going to be interesting getting to talk to all these people and seeing what they do for a living, what they like about it, and what got them into the fandom, and what they enjoy about it. And I hope you all enjoy this podcast. Like I said, it's probably not going to be very regular at the moment. It may become more regular as time goes on. If it becomes somewhat successful, I hope it does. But I appreciate you all for listening. Thank you for tuning in. You can
Hold on.
find me. What? You got something to say?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
close
yeah.
this
Go ahead.
out. So, one question I want to ask everybody to leave in the comments, if there's a comment section. If there's a
I don't
comment
know if there's a
section where
comment
this ends
section.
up, okay. If this and if this ends up in a place where there is a comment section, let's say if it ends up in a section where there is a comment section, uh, what are your thoughts on the pandemic creating more furries? Because that's how I joined, is at the beginning of
Hmm.
the pandemic. Uh, because I was doom scrolling TikTok and I was alone at home and I was starving for socialization, and the furry community was perfect for that. So,
That's
what
a
are
good
your
question.
thoughts? What are your thoughts on the pandemic booming the furry community? Just general thoughts.
Hmm. I
If
like that
if
question.
if this first podcast ends up in a place where there's a comment section, I have no idea if it will or not. If not, then that's something to reflect on. you know.
At the moment, you can again appreciate you all for listening. At the moment, you can find me on uh, most socials as bman551060. I don't really like giving my socials out there, but those are the accounts that I go by on most of them. So if you find me, you find me. If you don't, you don't. This podcast, I'm not really sure where I'm posting it yet. So I'll try to get the word out there that it's going out wherever I end up sharing it. But again, appreciate all for listening. Alfie, where can they find you if you don't mind sharing on socials?
Uh, I'm in a lot of places. If you find me on places like Twitter or TikTok and you message me, please let me know you're reaching out. And why? Because if somebody just randomly messaged me, hello, I'm going to assume you're a bot trying to scam me and I'll just delete your message. So if you generally are trying to reach out to me and say hi, please let me know where you heard of me from and why you're reaching out so I know you're not a bot because there's a lot of scam bots out there. So I'm a little bit more on the cautious side of things. So, and I say it because I don't want to ignore anybody and I don't want to be rude and ignore anybody. But I do take my personal stuff and security seriously. So, if I think that something is a bot, I will most likely ignore it or delete it if I think it's a bot. So, if you are genuinely trying to reach out to me and say hi, please say so. So I know that you're real in a sense, um, because I care about everybody and everybody, and I have a busy schedule, so if I don't reply back right away, it's most likely at work or something. So,
All right. Well, thank you all for
um,
listening to the first episode of this podcast. Right now, I don't really have a name for it, but we'll get to that point eventually. But I do appreciate all for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try to bring another one as soon as we can. But it is probably not going to be regular at the moment. I'm going to probably start by interviewing friends and then maybe work my way up to some more prominent people in the fandom and just kind of go from there. Um, and yeah, appreciate all for listening. I'm going to leave y'all with a recommendation for a artist that I really appreciate that sends out daily kind of positive vibes emails if you subscribe to their email list, and it's free. Their name is The Latest Kate. I believe you can find them on most socials as The Latest Kate, and you can sign up for their email list, and it's a very positive emails that you can get involved with that sends just kind of a little startup to your day, make you feel a little nicer about yourself. But have a great day or whatever time it is for you out there. Again, appreciate all for listening. Thank you.
see you on the flip
Bye
side.
bye.